Alright. One more time. Cayenne, nutmeg, petals of the vulpine glove, blood-cap powders, mountain flowers, a splash of frozen morning's love. With honey and heat and bittersweet, may any ailment you soon beat. And another batch of ingredients down the drain. What am I doing wrong? Everything here should work. They're all healing ingredients. Just headache tonics and glorified flu medication, nothing more. Am I meant to mend grievous wounds with such mundane results? Okay. Perhaps the cayenne is causing the issues, or is it the honey? It alters the incantation, however. Have I any tomes that would... Good evening, familiar. What brings you up to my laboratory? Rarely, if ever, do you bother yourself with an appearance at my workshop. While your noble presence is certainly appreciated, you summoned yourself at an unfortunate time. I remain terribly occupied with my endeavors, and... So perhaps I haven't made my presence all too clear outside the confines of the lab, but such an issue hardly carries enough weight to disturb my efforts. You're aware I'm in here, so unless you've had an emergency, you didn't have one, did you? Ninehouse, come here, let me see. Let's see, there we are. Alright. Check your tail, your ears. No scratches, no wounds, not even the comic fluffing up of your tail. You don't seem under duress, so why is it you're here then? No crisis is posed to either of us, and I figured you were enjoying a quiet few days to yourself. You're giving me that look again. Oh, don't be fussy now. I know that look. Like you wished to rend my skin from my bones. Not out of any malice, but just irritated concern. Alright. Let me think this through. You're here because I'm here. And if you're so content to glare at me with those adorable eyes of yours, then something I've done has upset you. My potions never bother you, and I haven't conjured any water bubbles or rain clouds either, so... Is it the lab itself? Tiny little nod, alright. Partially to the point. Aha. I think I see it now. Oh, you darling little kitten. Close. Oh, no you don't. I won't allow you to swagger in here, disrupt the flow of my work, and then deny the very affection you sought purely out of your own pride. It's not as if you're in any trouble. I just want to talk. I find it therapeutic to expunge the stress from my system in a verbal form. Such a method is simplest with you nestled up in my lap. Come on now. We can sit in my good chair, the one with the cushions you keep clawing up, and I keep having to mend. Very well then. Give me just a moment to snuff out the cauldron, familiar. I'll be out in just a moment. Oh, It's been far too long since I sat down. Alright, little kitten. Come. Well, I would be remiss to curb your enthusiasm. Let's get comfortable. Aw, look at you. Adorable little ears keep twitching. Ugh. How could I have gone a whole day without settling in with my darling familiar? Wouldn't you like some scritchies on your chin? Maybe your cheeks? Or perhaps those all too sensitive ears of yours? Of course, whatever do I mean, dear? You deserve as much attention as possible as payment for my failure to deliver yesterday. There we go. Good kitty. I do apologize for my prolonged absence. So too do I regret not informing you of the circumstances from the beginning. Perhaps you aren't the most familiar with my alchemy, nor my magic, but your assistance is often appreciated, and I owe you the decency to inform you of any major workdays in advance. This assignment has been particularly important to me. Well, a few days ago, a carrier pigeon arrived. The letter bequeathed to me was penned by the Frost King himself. Though, perhaps I haven't informed you of him, have I? You are quite sheltered. How about a story, then? A tale of history, accompanied by gentle pets to your pretty little head. Now, where to begin? I believe I have it in a book around here somewhere, but I wouldn't dare disrupt your rest now. I know. Sit still, darling. No, worry yourself not. It's only my mage hand. And please, don't try and attack it this time. I'd really rather not have another spill occur because of your excitement. Thank you. No, sweetheart, I'm not thanking the hand. I control that. I was thanking you for sitting still. Now, let's see here. Maybe it's around page 144. Aha, there we are. Now, the tale of the Frost King is brutal in a number of ways. I'll spare you some of the nastier details. I'd rather not impart any nightmares on you, unlikely as they are. In the more tame version of the story, far up north from where we live. Well, yes, I know it's been snowing here, but snow doesn't mean a northern direction. It's simply a proximity to a pole. We're far closer to our southern pole, but this isn't a geography lesson, little one. I'm a bit too sleepy to host one at the present moment, and you look a bit too tired to listen. Now, do try to avoid interruptions, alright? My focus is scattered, as it were. The Frost King hails from a land far up north, a place where strength matters more than all. At first you would think of them as barbarians, but their culture is impressive, albeit different from ours. The strength of a body is their most crucial focus, but the strength of the heart and mind are equally championed. It's not a very supportive land in terms of what they deem weakness, though the current Frost King is a touch more sympathetic to the less, gruff, shall we say. Well, you would be correct. He is renowned as the strongest of the land, hence the title of king. Physically imposing, an incredibly skilled combatant, a good politician. However, his improvements come towards his treatments of others. To support the weak is to make them strong. It's a statement he often provides, though it's a bit harsh for my own tastes. I'd rather not be calling people weak to begin with. Now, my darling, why do you think the king would commission me, of all people, for my alchemical work? Well, not quite. Your conclusion isn't entirely inaccurate, and rest assured, your proximity to the correct answer will still be rewarded in the form of a number of pets to your little head. You see, the king himself has not fallen weak or ill, nor does he himself require my aid in a direct way. But the man, well, he does not live for himself, if that makes any sense. The king is married. His queen hails from a very different life. The daughter of a poor librarian she was, sickly all her life. Truth be told, in the old ways of the north, she would not be welcomed by much of anyone, certainly not their ruler, but the king cared not for that. They met by coincidence, through the queen taking her eventually betrothed for another, trying to deliver a book he had never requested. Merely coincidence. Perhaps it can be chalked up to little more than an accident, though some, of course, like to spin it as fate. Despite the king's tough exterior, the man seemed awfully shy around the woman. He accepted the tome that was offered to him, and though he had never been one for reading in the past, he acquired a taste for it. The book was completed within the day, just for the king to return to the library and see the woman again. So the cycle began. Stories like this one, right here in my hand, regale that the king had read half of the library before the queen clued into his motives. She asked him to begin courtship, something entirely unheard of up north. Not because she was a woman, no. Just, she was the more confident of the duo, despite being physically weaker. You see, the stronger partner initiates up there, but seeing as the queen requires a king to move, and the king is told to be almost the size of a bear and just as strong, it was a bit untraditional. I'll spare you the details of their lengthy romance for now, though it's a very lovely tale. And I'll tell you why my expertise has been requested at the moment. The queen's already poor health has taken a turn for the worse. The doctors of the north don't know how to cure her, or if she could be helped at all. She's barely left her bed for weeks now, I'm told. The king sent for me to brew a potion that I, nor anyone else, has made, at least not on any record I have. A vial of perfect health, the power to cure any ailment in just a bottle. He doesn't expect me to be successful, but I remain one of his only outlets that remain. One of the only chances the queen has. I'm worried I won't figure out the recipe in time. I'm trying everything I know to form more powerful brews than my usual mild ailment tonics. I'm trying my best to save her, hence my perhaps zealous work over the last day. But my obsession is beginning to backfire. I grow tired, scattered. I'm neglecting other obligations, losing my focus, what with the lack of rest. I'm scattered, and my work is beginning to become a lower quality because of it. And perhaps the most important of all, I've developed a severe lack of attention for my darling familiar. I have time to rest. Yes. There's time to make up for my prior negligence towards you. I am not required to provide any results to the Frost King, but the deadline, for lack of a better term, is still not anywhere near. You're such a good kitty. You know that, yes? So patient with my shortcomings, the eclectic behavior, verbose vocabulary, obsessive tendencies, all manner of misfortunes, really. And here you are, despite them all, cuddled up on my lap, sweet as can be. I remain exceptionally blessed to have found you, dear. Taken in on a rainy day, left warm by my hearth, all leading to this lovely day with the two of us. A lovely day I must thank you for again. I see your eyes are beginning to droop. Sleepy kitty. Perhaps you have the right idea. Rest sounds frankly divine at the moment. And you get your sleep, alright? I doubt it will take me long to follow. Oh, but before I forget, a kiss on the forehead for my darling little kitten. Sweet dreams, familiar.